Hey, this is James Jones with the Wednesday Night Workshop. I'm very pleased to present tonight myself with my what I'm calling the best presentation that I have ever put together. And I don't say that lightly. I spent a ton of time working on this presentation for you, and it addresses a lot of the concerns that you're having about selling on Amazon, which I'm sure that you have received quite a few emails this week or over the last few days about selling on Amazon. So I want to turn this presentation into a presentation where you're actually going to get a ton of information out of it and keep it very low on the pitch side. So there will be I'll tell you at the very end, there will be a little pitch, but you've already heard the pitch, so you know what's coming. So let's get down to the training part of this presentation. Okay, first off, I'm going to go over the criteria that I look at when I'm looking at products to sell on Amazon. And this just really shortcuts the process for you. I've gone over this in webinars before, so I'm not going to go over this in a lot of detail. I just want to cover it real quickly. When you're looking for products to sell on Amazon, you want to look at non-restricted categories only. And non-restricted categories are categories that Amazon will allow you to sell in without having to get prior approval or jump through a bunch of ropes or jump through a bunch of hoops, I guess the saying is. And those are appliances, baby, art, sewing and crafts, cell phone accessories, computer accessories, electronics, home and kitchen, musical instruments, office products, patio, lawn and garden, pet supplies, sports and outdoors, tools and home improvement, toys and games. There are tons and tons, thousands of products in these categories that you can sell. Each one of these categories has multiple subcategories as well, and in most cases, subcategories and even subcategories. So there's tons of opportunity in all of these categories for selling on Amazon. Okay, these are the ones you need to stick to. The second criteria that I use is I want a product that's small enough that it will fit in the palm of my hand. Now, I don't mean that the product is so small that it fits entirely just in the palm of my hand, but I can hold it. I can hold it with one hand is what I mean. And that's just because the smaller the product, the easier it's going to be to get the product from your supplier to Amazon. And then also from Amazon to the customer, they're going to pay less shipping. Lightweight, again, same reason. You just want something that's easy to ship. Under a pound is just a great rule of thumb, especially when you're just starting out. Top product bestseller rank. Now, I'm sure you know by now what the bestseller rank is. You've probably heard this a million times. Every product on Amazon has a bestseller ranking. It's in the product details, and it's a number between 1 and 1,000,000. And it is literally the number that signifies or designates how well this product is selling. A product that has a bestseller rank of number 1 means that it's the best seller in that particular category. If it has a bestseller rank of 1,000, it means it's the 1,000th best selling product in the category. So we look for products that are around bestseller rank of 1 to 1,000, somewhere in that range, because that's telling you that that product is selling a lot. It doesn't matter which category it's in. It could be in any of these categories here. It's still, if it's between or less than 1,000, it's selling a ton of units. You can make lots of money with a product like that, and that's the ranking for the main keyword. Okay, and then multiple sources for the product. You want to be able to find suppliers, more than one supplier that has the product, because you don't want to run into any inventory issues, and you don't want to be at the mercy of one supplier. So generally we use, and I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but we use Alibaba a lot. I'm going to show you some other sources. My next topic here is sourcing products in the U.S., so I'm going to go over that, but you can search in Alibaba for product. You can also just go to Google and just do a keyword search. To find product. Okay, you want a product that sells between $9 and $50. That's the range that I use. If you go below or much below $9, it's much harder to make good profit on it. And anything above $50, you're getting out of that impulse range. You know, think about Amazon seller. They're coming and they're looking for products that they may be looking for a specific product, but they kind of got a price range in their head. And if you're under $50, then it's more of an impulse buy. You know, think about the grocery store checkout lane. You go in there checking out, and you've got items sitting in front of you on either side of you in those racks, and you just grab them because they're cheap. 400% markup, realistically. So you want to be able to source a product that you can buy. Let's say that if it costs you $3 for the product per unit, you want to be able to sell it for at least $12. So whatever the price is on the product, multiply that by 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And that will give you just a good thumbish indication if you're going to be able to make money on that product. And just run the numbers. Can you make money with reasonable quantity? So let's say that, you know, maybe you can order one of the product at, you know, a certain price, but you're not going to be able to make any money on that product because it's just one unit. But in quantity, you might be able to get them for, you know, 25% or 25% of that price. So let's say that one costs you $20. Two, I'm sorry, not two, but if you order, say, 25, then they might come down to $10 each. And then if you order 100, it might come down to $5 each. Okay? So when you're looking at these products and you see that you can get one for 20, well, you can test market. We'll talk about test market here in a minute, but you can buy a small quantity to test market, and you're not looking to make a profit on the small quantity. You're looking to apply those same numbers to the high quantity, so you can go back and order 100 and only pay $5 each for them. Does that make sense? I hope you get that concept. When you're testing out a product, you don't have to buy 100 units at whatever the price is. You can buy just a couple of units or just a few units and test market that product, knowing that if it's successful, then you can go back to that supplier and you can buy a higher quantity and make profit. Okay? All right, so that's the criteria there, and you might want to write that down real quick. Okay, sourcing products in the U.S. This is probably the most asked question I get. How do I source products in the U.S. so I don't have to fool with going to China or dealing with China companies and the language barrier and all of that? Okay, so online sources for products in the U.S., there's a website out here. It's cameoez.com, and I'm going to go out to that right now. This is a great website that is basically just it's just a bunch of suppliers all in one place. And this is the home page of it. So you have to register in order to be able to see all the different companies. And you can register just by clicking free registration right here, membership. Let me see if I can do this without, yeah. So you'll see a form that looks like this. Let me make sure my screen's changing. Okay. All right, so yeah, you'll see a form that looks like this. Just fill out your information. Now, once you get down here, it's going to ask you for a state tax ID number. Well, what if you don't have a state tax ID number? Well, they have small print right here that says, don't have a state ID? If your state, province, or country doesn't have a sales tax, you can enter any number that identifies your business. Okay, so just enter anything, basically is what they're saying. The intent of this blank is to ensure that only retail businesses have access to order. Okay, in this point, you're just doing research. You're not going to be ordering anything anyway. So just put a number in there. And when you do that, you'll immediately get access to all of their different suppliers. And then you don't even have to log in. Once you fill out this information, it automatically logs you in. And this is what you see. As soon as you log in, you see all of these websites with all of these different types of products. There's tons, hundreds, or at least 100 different companies here. And so what you do with this is you go through and you look for things that are interesting to you. Let's say maybe Dr. D's for dogs. Let's see what that is. All right, and it looks like my login has timed out. Okay, and it's telling me, notice what it says here, because these are all independent websites that are under the umbrella of Cameo. And so it's saying that you are not a member of this website. However, you do have a valid Cameo account. Okay, so that's the one I just registered. Would you like to copy your existing registration information out to the site? Yes. Let's do that. All right. And now I can continue to the main site, and there it is. See how easy that was? I mean, this is awesome, because you just really have to fill out the form one time, and then all these sites are right here. So now we can see all these different products that we could potentially buy and resell. All right, look at this. Luggage, backpack, pet carrier tags. I would definitely be interested in something like that, as you'll see why here in just a minute. Okay, so what you would do here is you would look at these products and start with stuff that you're interested in, and then look them up on Amazon to see if they're selling well. And then if they're selling well, run the numbers, see if you can make money on them, and then order them from these suppliers. Okay, I'm not going to go through any more of these. I think you get the gist of this. Biggest thing is go here, register for this account, and then start browsing through these things. You need to make sure that the product or a similar product like one of these, whatever you're looking at, is selling well on Amazon. And then you can run a test market on it. And I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute as well. All right, let me go back to my map. Okay, so that's Cameo, and that's just an awesome, awesome site. And as far as I know, all of the suppliers there are U.S. based. I haven't seen any yet that are not U.S. based. Okay, another one, and I've been using this one recently. It's called Sticker Mule, and let me show you what that's all about. This is, it's sort of like that T-shirt site, Teespring, except instead of T-shirts, they allow you to do print-on-demand stickers. And right here here's their marketplace. But you can go here and you can have them print custom stickers for you. So if you can find a market on Amazon for stickers, then you can use this to have them printed for you really cheaply. And I'll show you some examples of some that I had done. And then you can just resell these stickers. And stickers, depending on the market, they will sell for $10 or more. Okay, so there's some custom stickers, and there's also skins. The skins are the most popular ones are for the iPhones, like this one. So what you would do is once you find a market for this, some passionate market, like for instance, one of my markets is different dog breeds. So people who own different types of dogs are very passionate, and they will buy stickers that are, have a picture of their particular breed of dog. So that's the type of thing I'm talking about. So then once you find the market, then you go to Fiverr. I'm sure you've heard of Fiverr before, and you get someone on there to design the sticker image for you. And then you just submit it here, and you can print them out. And they'll cost you, depending on the quantity, you can get them for 50 cents each, 50 cents or less. Okay, so that's another source. I've got a couple of examples here. There it is. All right, so there's some sample stickers that I got in. And here's a sample of an iPhone case that I was testing out. Okay, sticker mule. And then next category of U.S. sourced products is supplements. And if you're dealing in supplements, you definitely want to use U.S. labs. Don't go overseas for this. This is one thing you do not want to have sourced in China. You definitely want to go USA for this. And luckily, there's tons of them out there. A few I've dealt with are Vital Labs and private label Nutra. Show you those here. So here's Vital Labs website. It's just vitallabs.com. And they have tons and tons. Right here, private labeling is what you want to look at and receive a free quote. Click here and just tell them what you want and they'll send you a quote. They also have a catalog too. You just ask them for their catalog, they'll send it to you. And the catalog includes prices of all their popular items. Okay, and the next one is Nutricycles. Nutra. I forgot what it's called. Private label Nutra. That's what it's called. Okay. This is very similar to the prior one. They have their own private labeling. Private labeling simply means that they have a product already created, a supplement product. Say it's a fat burner. So they have a fat burner already done. The tablets are ready, and then you can have them put them into your own bottle or your own container and put your label on it. So right here you see this super slim. Well, it was right here. This is a type of label that you can have done, and then you can have the labels done on Fiverr. I've used Fiverr for doing these, or usually these companies have a label graphic design department, and they'll charge you about 50 to 65 bucks an hour to do a label for you, and it'll take a couple of hours for them to do it. And most of the time, if you're in a hurry, let them do it because they know all the parameters and everything. It's worth it just to get them to do it. Okay, pet supplements, another category of supplements. And those companies are Pet Naturals and NutriCap Labs. So really sort of the same thing with Pet Naturals. They already have the supplements already formulated, so you just private label what they already have. NutriCap Labs, a little bit different. They will manufacture to your specifications. So you tell them or you work with them to formulate a supplement, and then they will create it for you. Much more expensive. I'm talking several $1,000s to have something custom formulated for you. But this is also an option if you want to go that way. They do pet supplements and they also do human supplements. This is also one of the only companies that has the chewable capsules or chewable tablets, because the chewable tablets require certain piece of machinery that most of the labs just don't have because it's so expensive. Okay, but I definitely recommend that your first time out you don't do this because it is very expensive. Go with something that you can private label. The formulation they already have in stock, and then they just slap on your label for the product. Put it into your bottle, which they will also manufacture. Okay? All right, so there are the supplement options, and then finally, take over someone's existing inventory. Find someone on Amazon that's selling a product that's just not doing very well, and someone that's kind of just given up. And you can tell that because look for products that other people are selling and they're selling well, and you can look at the bestseller rank to tell that. But this particular product that you're looking at, this particular listing, maybe just not selling well at all. Maybe this person just doesn't know how to market. And there's a lot of them out there. That's one of the big advantages to Amazing Selling Machine is they show you how to market, which is an advantage that you have over everyone else. So you find someone that doesn't know how to market their product, and you just take it over from them. Just buy their inventory and have it transferred to you. Amazon has a way of transferring that inventory to you, so you can just start, just hit the ground running with their inventory. Okay, offline sources. You can also look at local flea markets. Many times these guys will have things that are testing out to see if they'll sell. Look to see what they've got. Maybe they have some leftover inventory. Also craft shows, local crafters, make all kinds of very interesting products. So you can check and see if similar things are selling on Amazon and make a deal with the local crafter. And local manufacturers. There's a site called Thomas. It used to be called Thomas Registry. I think they've changed the name of it now. To thomasnet.com. And this is an amazing site here. You can come here and you can search for anything. And these are generally suppliers that are in the U.S. And so, for example, I'm just going to go here. This is the home page. And you don't have to register or anything to get in here. You can just go do a search. So I'm going to do a search for gadgets, like as in kitchen gadgets, okay? And I'm going to come down and I'm going to put located. I don't really care. Oops. Okay, there we go. I don't really care that it's located near me. It can be located anywhere in the U.S. So I'm just going to put 1,000 miles and then click View Suppliers. And this is going to show me all the suppliers that are selling stuff having to do with gadgets. All right, so look at this. Here's one. Look at this, Wine Doctor LLC, a gadget that includes one grip-type vacuum pump and one stopper that almost eliminates wine losing flavor and aroma in open and unfinished bottles. That sort of sounds like a wine aerator. So if you click here, they don't have a picture of the product, but they have all of the company information. They have a URL to the company. So let's click there. See what we see. There it is. Wine Doctor Kit Solo, Wine Doctor Kit Classic. And so you can contact the manufacturer here and see if you can order those. Well, these are all manufacturers, so you can get the quantity discounts with these. Okay, so there's just tons and tons. There's thousands and thousands of companies in here that you can search for. So if you're looking for something specific, you find something on Amazon that you want to sell, come over here and look in this, do a keyword search here and see if some manufacturer has it here. Okay, so there's your offline sources, your online sources. Here's a couple of miscellaneous things. First off, question. Why are people so afraid of China suppliers? And I asked that question, and I got a lot of answers, and these are the most common answers I got. Language barrier, the shipping cost, the time issue, so the amount of time it takes to get the product from China to the U.S., quality control issues, the minimum order quantities, and fraud. Well, you can solve every single one of these problems very, very easily. One of the sites that we use, I mentioned this before, let me go out to it real quick. It's called Alibaba. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, I'm sure you've heard of Alibaba. They just went public a couple of months ago, and they're doing quite well. They are basically it's sort of like the Thomas Register, except these are mostly companies in China. There are companies in other countries, but it's mostly China. And so you just do a keyword search here, and you can find pretty much anything that you want. I'm going to use this as an example. Spiral slicer. Okay, so I looked up Spiral Slicer and I see there are 6,436 different product listings for that. And what I look for is right here under where it has this little orange insignia. That stands for Gold Supplier. So you only want to deal with companies that have this insignia. And what this means is that they've paid an additional $3,500 to have Alibaba sort of go through credit checks and company checks, just to make sure that they're reputable, and also look at the number of years. So in this case, this one has been a gold supplier for 9 years. So I mean, you can be sure that they're a reputable company. All right, so and here's the minimum order quantity or price for this, $1.30 to $1.80 per set. And they're saying that you need a minimum order of 3,000 sets, but that's always negotiable. Many times we've been able to get the company to come down to just a few units as a test. Okay, so this is one of the ways that you kind of, or one of the reasons why you don't really have to worry so much about fraud, is just deal with reputable suppliers. Deal with the ones on Alibaba who have that gold supplier seal and who have at least 5 years of gold supplier, which you'll see in the listing. Language barrier. You know, the people you'll be talking to at Alibaba, you'll be chatting with them, they know English. You know, they're not, I wouldn't say that that English is their first language, but they speak pretty good English. And so in chat, you'll be able to communicate with them. I'll come back to shipping costs here in a second. Time issues. You can, believe it or not, you can get product from China to the U.S. in less than 10 days. In 7 to 10 days, you can have product on your doorstep. Quality control challenges. The thing with quality control is you just need to make sure that you get samples in before you start selling the product, and stick with products that aren't going to have any quality control issues. You know, stick with products that don't have a lot of moving parts, that aren't electric, that don't require batteries, things that are just really simple. The simpler it is, the less likely it is that you're going to have any quality control issues. Minimum order quantities, it's always negotiable. Just ask them to do a sample order for you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about shipping costs. There's a new service that's called e-packet service. And one site in particular, it's called DHgate. DHgate is another site very much smaller than Alibaba, but they have integrated this e-packet service into most of their listings. So I'm going to go out to this site here. This has more details about e-packet. Get it right here. Okay, you can get all the information about e-packet here, but in a nutshell, what e-packet is, it's a cooperation between the United States Postal Service and companies in China. And basically, they're offering companies in China an extremely low shipping rate. And most of these companies will pass that rate on to you. Let me show you. Here is DHgate. All right, so that same spiral slicer that I showed you before is right here. And there's several companies selling this. As you can see, you can get it for $6.04. So the prices here are a little bit higher. But what you can use this for is to test market. Here's one that's $3.21. So if you look at, yeah, here it is. I forgot to. If you'll look right here, if you can see this, it says free shipping via ePack standard. If you hover over this, I don't know if you can see that or not, but when I hover over it, it tells me my delivery time is 11 to 18 days. Most of them are less than that. This is 11 to 18 days. But generally, they'll be in, here's one, 9 to 17 days. But generally, you're going to get them in less than 2 weeks. Here's one, okay, 3 to 7 days. This one is $3.21 to $4.01. The minimum order quantity is 50. Again, that's negotiable. But if you look right here, and these are in lot quantities, so you get 50 of those for $200.55. But the biggest thing I want to show you here is that they use the e-packet shipping. Actually, this one is using the United States DHL, free shipping DHL. So that's not even the e-packet. Let's find one with e-packet. Right. Okay, right here. This one here. Minimum order is 1 piece. So let's look at this one. Okay, so you could get 1 of these for $7.75. So why would you do this? To test market. And I'm going to be going over test marketing here in just a minute. But you buy 1 to 4 of these for $7.75 each. You get free shipping via United States e-packet service. And you're going to get this, the seller ships within 3 days, and it gives you an estimated date of, or delivery date of November the 6th through the 13th, which is, less than 2 weeks that you'll get this item to your location. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So let me go back and talk about test marketing. Okay, so now doesn't that make buying from China a little less scary? Right? Because now we can get free shipping, we can get it fast. We don't have to worry so much about fraud. If we're just buying a couple of units to test market from DH Gate, it's 20 bucks. If you lose 20 bucks, big deal. All right, so how to market test a product. First off, find a product to sell. Use the criteria that I gave you before. Number 2, find a reliable supplier for that product on eBay. Now, why eBay? Well, because that is just the easiest place to find people who are selling the product. If you go to eBay, if we go to eBay right now, I haven't done this search, but I'll go ahead and do it as an example. So we're looking for, say, the spiral slicer here. Okay, so I'm going to go over to eBay. And I'm going to look for a spiral slicer. Okay, here we go. Somebody's selling it here for $6.98. And they've sold 869. I would call that a reliable supplier because we see they've sold a lot of those. They've got more than 10 available now, so we've got they've got good inventory. So now we can use this eBay supplier for our test marketing because what we can do is we can buy from this guy here and we can sell it on Amazon. So what we do is we order, now first off, order a couple of units either from this guy or from somewhere else just to have them on hand, just in case he runs out of inventory. You've got a couple that you can fill any orders that come in. Then you use, instead of using fulfillment by Amazon, which is what you would normally use, you would normally take the inventory and you would send it to Amazon, or you have your supplier send it to Amazon. In this case, you don't want to do that. You want to do fulfillment by merchant. And that merchant, generally it's you, but in this case we're going to use the eBayer to send the merchandise to the person who buys it. Okay, so you list your item for sale just like you normally would on Amazon, but list it as fulfillment by merchant instead of fulfillment by Amazon. And you would list it, make sure you list it at the price that you are going to want to sell it for. Once you start selling this product for real, set your price at that price. Don't discount it. Don't try to discount it just so you can sell a lot of them, because you want to make this a clean market test. So you want to use the same price that you're going to be selling this at. So you're going to be paying more per unit, but you're going to get the data. So you can get the data, the intel to know if this product will sell or not. All right, so once you get it listed, then you want to send some traffic to it. Amazon can send you some traffic as well, but it really helps if you can advertise or get traffic in some way. Facebook, I just went out right before the webinar started, and lo and behold, there was an ad for a very similar product. It's not the exact same product, but very similar. There's an ad for the compact vegetable fruit, and it kind of cut the title off, but compact vegetable fruit twister spiral cutter slicer utensil processing device kit. Okay, so that's pretty much the same item, and that's the type of ad that you want to place. All right, you can do Facebook, you can do Amazon pay-per-click. If you have, if you've been selling on Amazon before, then you should have an account with Amazon pay-per-click. Or you can do Google AdWords. However you want to send traffic to it, but your main goal is not to make money. Your goal is to gather intel on this product. So you're buying this product at a higher price. You're buying it at, say, $10. You're not going to make any money at that point. But if you can sell it at 10, if you can buy it and then sell it at whatever price that you're going to ultimately be selling your product for, let's say it's $15. So you're selling it for $15. Then once you prove that product sells, then you go back to the supplier and then you order in higher quantity and you get better quantity discounts. All right, so your goal is not to make money, it's just to gather intel on the product. So at this point, you've got it listed, you're sending some traffic to it, or you're just waiting for you're getting it ranked in Amazon to see if Amazon's sending you some traffic. Are you selling any? Yes, you sold a few. So you sell a few, sell a couple a week, that's not bad. What you need to do then is run another market test. This time buy 10 to 20 units, and this time use FBA. Send them to Amazon. Ship them to Amazon. Now, you're still in test mode, so your goal is just to gather intelligence. You're not trying to make money. You're just trying to gather intel still to see if this is a viable product. Okay? It's very important. Basically, you're buying information. You're buying it cheap, though, because generally with something like this, you're going to pretty much break even on the product itself. All right? Next thing, you run a product launch. The product launch we'll talk about right up here. Now, did you sell out a product? So let's say you have 10 to 20 units. You run this little product launch. Did you sell out? Or did you see that you were going to sell out and so you raised your price, which is a really good insider technique. If you are getting low on inventory and you're not going to be able to get enough inventory before you sell out of your product, raise the price of the product, because then your sales will decrease or stop and you're not going to run out of inventory, and you're not going to lose your ranking for your product and several other things that will happen. So anyway, you got your 10 to 20 units out there, and did you sell out? Yes. Well, if you did, that's excellent. Now you roll it out. Now you go out and you buy that inventory. You buy 100 units or 200 units, whatever you can afford, and you roll that out using the technique that I'm getting ready to show you. Let's say that you sold a lot initially. Let's say that right here, instead of selling just a few, you're selling a lot of them. Let's say that you sold one or more per day, and that's with the fulfilled by merchant, the first step of this. So you're selling one or more per day, then skip the other market test and roll it out because you know this is a good product, okay? So if you're just selling a few, then go through the extra process here just to verify it's a good item. But if you're out of the gate, you're selling a lot, then roll it out. It's a great product. And if you don't sell any or you sell very few, then drop it and go on to the next product. I suggest, when you use this criteria, I suggest that you have at least 20 products find 20 products that meet this, and then just have them in a list and just go down the list and just run this on all your products, starting from the one you like best, and just keep going down the list until you find one. Okay, so how to roll out a product. So we talked about rolling out down here. Let me close this down. How to roll it out. Well, first off, here's a big takeaway with Amazon. Big takeaway is this. If you can generate a lot of sales quickly, Amazon will reward you. And they reward you by ranking your product higher in the listings and by sending you traffic. Okay, so that's kind of the dirty little secret about Amazon. If you put a product out and you can get some sales right away, Amazon takes notice of that. They say, wow, this product is selling right off the bat, and it's a brand new product. Must mean that people really like this product, so let's send them some more traffic. That's Amazon's dirty little secret that you can tap into. And the way you do it is you want to generate a bunch of sales quickly. And there's several different ways, and I've listed, 5 on here. I'm going to go through the pros and cons of each. The first one is Facebook. Facebook ads, so the pros with Facebook ads, you get fast results. You put an ad out today, you can literally get sales today. You put an ad out, I put an ad out at 7:45. Right now, I could have sales coming in by 8:30, depending on the market. Very specific targeting. You can target down to really very specific interests. I can find people, say, women who are between the ages of 45 and 60 who own or like Labrador retrievers and own an iPhone, say. So if I were selling iPhone cases, that's probably a pretty good targeting, wouldn't you say? All right, so that's the pros. The cons are it's hit or miss. In some markets with some products, they sell well with Amazon ads, and with Facebook ads. Some other markets, they don't. It really depends on the market. It can get expensive. I know there's a lot of people out there telling you that Facebook ads are cheap. Well, they can really get expensive per click if you're in a market that just doesn't respond well to those type of ads. And number 3, you have picky ad reviewers. So your ads have to be manually reviewed by the reviewers, the Facebook reviewers, and sometimes they can be really picky, and they don't all go by the same guidelines. Now, once you start running ads and you start getting approved for ads, then your approval will get faster and faster. But anyway, those are the cons of Facebook. All right, Facebook fan pages. All right, with fan pages, the pros are they're really cheap. I've got fan pages now that I'm building, and I use ads to build them, but I'm getting 1 cent or less clicks to those Facebook fan pages and likes to those Facebook fan pages. So they're really cheap. You have a very passionate following, and it's a great springboard to list building or to promoting other things. The cons are that you must have a passionate niche. So not every product is going to have a passionate market behind it, depending on what you're selling. It's much slower than using ads because you've got to build that fan page first. And so you've got to have your ads targeting the fan page, and it takes a while. You need to get at least 10,000 fans, and that's going to take you a while to do that. And it's time consuming. You've got to have someone to post the updates, or you need to have regular posts to the Facebook fan page, and that can get time consuming and or expensive if you're paying somebody to do it. Okay, the next way of doing it is with AdWords. Okay, AdWords, again, very fast results, and you can do exact keyword targeting. So if your market is anti-aging cream, you can target that exact keyword phrase, anti-aging cream. The cons are it's hit or miss. Again, some markets it does well, some markets it doesn't. It can get really expensive, especially in the more competitive markets, like, for instance, that anti-aging cream. That's going to be a very competitive market. And again, you have picky ad reviewers. All right, next technique is friends and family. So you get your friends and family to go buy your product. And the problem with that is, well, the pros of that is it's free, and you know your friends and family, they want to help you. The cons are that there's not enough of them to roll out. There's apathy in the group. They'll tell you they're going to do it, but then they don't. And then you got to follow up with them, and then they don't. And you got to call them again, and you feel like you're bugging them, and it just gets to be sort of a pain. And also, your friends, a lot of them are not, and I learned this the hard way, they're not internet savvy. And so you tell them, you give them very explicit instructions on exactly how to buy your product, and they will screw it up every single time. Okay, friends and family. The next one that I'm suggesting, the one I like best, is the secret weapon. And I'll tell you about the secret weapon here in just a minute. The pros of the secret weapon are it's free, it's fast, it uses Amazon account verified customers who are used to buying stuff on Amazon, and they have been conditioned to leave 5-star reviews after buying the product. The cons of this one is it's only available as a rapid crush bonus when you purchase Amazing Selling Machine through the Rapid Crush link. And the link's there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But that's really the only downside to it is you've got to have ASM through Rapid Crush because that's their bonus. Okay, that's the techniques, and now I want to tell you a little brief story about a lady that I was talking to. She works as a dental hygienist, and she wanted to purchase ASM, but she said that it was too expensive. And it's not cheap. There is an investment involved. It's $3,500 if you go all in at once. There's some payment options as well. But, $3,500 sounds like a lot of money. If you're buying a McDonald's franchise, $3,500 is nothing. If you're buying a new car, $3,500 is nothing. It really interests me. It's kind of interesting that people find a way to buy a new car, but they can't pay for an investment in their future. But anyway, I was talking to this lady, and she says, I can't afford this. And I said, let's talk for a little bit about things that you do in your life, and let's figure out how you can possibly afford this. And one of the things, in talking to her, one of the things I found out was that her and the people that work in her office, they go out to lunch just about every single day. And one of her favorite restaurants is Chick-fil-A. And when she goes to Chick-fil-A, this is what she typically orders. She orders the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, French fries, and a drink, and usually a brownie or something else, some other dessert or something. And that's about $10 a day. So, and it's not always Chick-fil-A. That's just her favorite restaurant. But it's typically about $10 a day. Sometimes more. She goes to a sit-down restaurant where they have to leave a tip. All right, so at $10 a day, that is, if you take the investment in ASM, $3,500, and you amortize that for 1 year, you pay it off over 1 year if you're using credit card or whatever, you pay it off for 1 year, that equals $9.59 per day. So if you could eliminate eating lunch each day, if that's one of the things you do, and everybody has things they do each day, things they could eliminate. One of the things that I do, I love going to Dunkin' Donuts. So every single morning, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, and I got to have an extra large coffee, and I always get Skylar a Munchkin. Skylar loves Munchkins. So I ended up, with the amount of gas I spend, I end up probably at $5 just from Dunkin' Donuts. But whatever your thing is that you can eliminate, which would you rather have? At the end of a year, would you rather have a business that could potentially generate $1 million? And that's no joke. There are plenty of people who are doing that much a year with ASM. Would you rather have a business that generates $1 million in revenue, or would you rather have a bunch of Chick-fil-A bags, empty Chick-fil-A bags, because that literally is the difference. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you now the, hang on just a second here. Got to get my PowerPoint up. I want to show you the secret weapon that I just talked about for rolling out your product, for ranking extremely fast. This is a bonus that's included with the Rapid Crush link when you purchase through Rapid Crush, and the link is here, snip5.com/best. They call it the viral app. And here's what this does. It's really very simple. They have a user base, and when I say they, I mean Rapid Crush. They have a user base of Amazon account verified customers. Do you know what account verified means? It means that they have they're buyers that have a login to Amazon, and they purchased products on Amazon before. That's what account verified means. So they have a database of account verified customers who have been conditioned to buy on Amazon. They use the viral app, and you offer them a coupon code through the viral, which comes through the viral app, to get them, to incentivize them to purchase your product. And they buy in droves, and that's how you roll it out. That is the key to getting a bunch of people to buy your product at once. Now, as a side benefit, they've also been conditioned to leave 5-star reviews after they purchase the product. And all that is perfectly within Amazon's terms of service. There's no possible way anyone else could have this, because it took Rapid over $500,000 in development costs and time. And I actually know the programmer who did this. Just as an aside, it took nearly a year to develop, and they have staff that work around the clock just on the viral app. Many ASMers who bought previously from another affiliate have paid full price, and I count myself as one of those. I paid full price again to get access to Rapid's bonuses, but the biggest thing I wanted access to was this viral app, because I know this thing is going to save me a ton of money over the next year just in not having to spend money on Facebook ads and Google ads and other ads to roll out my products. This process right here, rollout, this is the key, folks. This is the key on how you do it. The big takeaway, you generate a lot of sales quickly. That gets Amazon's attention. That's how you do it, and using this viral app is how you do that. Now, I said I'd use this over the next year, but you'll have access to the viral app forever as long as you're up to date on your payments and everything, your ASM payments. This app continues to get better each and every day. Here's a great thing. By this time next year, they will have close to 1 million user accounts on file. So we'll have access to 1 million different customers to send our coupon deals through. This is going to increase your Amazon ranking, get you more reviews, and most importantly, make you money. All right, so let's go to www.snip5.com/best. I'm going to put that into chat. Okay, so that is the link where you want to purchase through in order to get these bonuses. And I'm going to go over these bonuses here in just a minute. But first off, I want to get some feedback on the presentation today. How was this presentation? Did you get a ton of great information out of this presentation? Was it worth my time in doing this? Was it worth your time in coming and seeing this presentation? Okay, I'm getting lots of great feedback. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Excellent, excellent. I really appreciate all the great comments that are coming through, just rolling through. I'm not going to read any of them off, but they're all extremely positive, and I really thank you for that. Okay, so let's go to step5.com, and I want to explain the different bonus options that are here. I'm going to do this in about 5 minutes because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. Okay, you should see it coming up on the screen now, and the link is in chat, so you can just go ahead and click on the link, and you can just follow through with me. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to skip the top part here. The top part is what you get for ASM, and that's the meat of the thing, what you get with ASM. But I want to go down to the bonus package, because for me, honestly, the bonus package is the meat for me. This is what I paid $3,500 for. First off, let me talk about, I'm going to skip around a bit. I want to talk about bonus number 8. Okay. Now, bonus number 8 is called the ASM Ranker software. This is not the same software as the viral app. This is not the secret weapon. Okay. This is a different piece of software that helps you do sort of the same thing. Just another tool in your arsenal. I want to tell you a little bit about the ASM Ranker software. They say on here that it says this is the #1 most powerful way to dramatically increase your rankings for any relevant keyword you wish. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little insider information here. I invented that technique that the Ranker software uses. I invented that technique in September of 2011. And I actually originally invented it for ranking books on Kindle. But it works even better for ranking books in ranking products in Amazon. And it works along with your keywords. So if you want to get ranked for Achilles heel pain in Amazon, this is what does it for you. It helps you to rank for specific keywords. Now, I invented that technique 3 years ago. What Jason and Will with Rapid Crush did, they compartmentalized that technique. They took that technique and they created a software tool about it. I should have done that. I didn't think about doing that. They did it. Hats off to them. They've got the tool that actually makes it very easy to do this. Okay, but I know that this technique works because I invented it. All right, let's go back to the top now. Bonus number 2. The best seller matrix software. Okay, I talked about my criteria for picking products. You know, the criteria that I use in my map, there was 7 or 8 different rules for picking products. This software has all that built into it. So you come to this software and you enter the rank that you want. So I said that you want to get products that have 1,000 or have less than 1,000 in bestseller rank. Well, here, this makes it super simple. You enter the rank that you want here. So you can enter the ranking of 1 to 1,000 right here, and that will spit out only products that meet that. You can put your sales price here. So I said sell price between $9 and $50. Enter those numbers right here, $9, $50. And then you can leave the rest of this blank and then hit search, and there you go. It's going to tell you which products. Now, you can also select a category. So let's say that you want to only, these are the approved categories. Say you want to only sell stuff in the pet supplies. Just click on pet supplies. And that'll show you all the products in pet supplies that have a bestseller rank between 1 and 1,000 and that have a sales price of between $9 and $50 or whatever you enter over here. And this tool is pretty amazing. It's got tons and tons, thousands of products built into it. Okay, so that's the bestseller matrix software. Okay, number 1. This bonus is something that you're really, once you get into it, you're really going to be glad you have this. They call this the 8 times faster results bonus. And the reason they do that is because when you get into ASM, ASM takes it slow. They're going to give you 1 week worth of information every week. So you initially get in and you get week 1 information. So there's a few videos and you work through those and that's it. And then a week later you get week 2 information. Then a week later, week 3. Well, ASM is going to fast track you through 8 times faster. They're going to give you all their training right up front. So Jason has already gone through and developed his own training that, in my opinion, is better than what ASM has. Because what Jason has done is he's showing you kind of look over my shoulder and see how I do it. You're going to get those immediately after purchasing, so you don't have to wait the 8 weeks. All right, bonus number 2 is this bestseller matrix. I went over that. Bonus number 3 is 2 months coaching with Ben Cummings. So Ben Cummings is ASM rockstar. He's going to, you're going to be able to watch the videos that he did that show you how he does, what he does, and a couple of things here that you're going to learn from this that I really like a lot. The one I really like most is 0 to 200 plus 5-star reviews in 2 weeks. So he's going to show you how to get reviews extremely quickly. The Viral app does it as well. This is another way of getting reviews. All right, the Amazon Insider Loophole. This one is really interesting. This is how to sell on Amazon without having to have your own inventory. So this is sort of a hack, a loophole that shows you how you can do that. Made in China. So this bonus includes right here, how to negotiate with China's suppliers, how to make sourcing from China as easy as buying products off the shelf at Walmart. And if you decide you want to actually go to China, you can tag along with Will the next time he goes. That's optional, of course, but it's there for you if you want to do it. There's no additional charge. I mean, of course, you have to pay for your trip, your flight, and hotel, but there's no additional charge for going with Will. But the biggest thing you get with this is you get what they call concierge service. They have people in China that are working for them that will source products for you. So you can have their own people sourcing the products. The people that are in China, they can check them out for you and send you samples and things like that. All right, bonus number 6. All right, this is one of probably my favorite, of course. It's the Power Pack software. This was created by me. Jason and Will of Rapid Crush saw my software and they said, this is so awesome, we want to license it from you. And so I made a deal with Jason and Will, and I'm licensing my software to them, so when you purchase, you'll get a license to all these software tools. These are all built into this, you see a carousel here? There's actually 12 tools. I think they say there's 11 here, but there's actually 12 now, and we're working on number 13 as I speak. And these tools are very specific. They do very specific things, and you can read exactly what they do here. But for instance, one of them that is let's see, not included here, it should be, is called the UPC Vault. So one of the things that you're going to get is you're going to get 10 UPC codes with this particular software. When you list your item on Amazon, you have to have a unique UPC. That's the universal product code. That's the little squiggly line things that you see, or actually the little straight line things, the barcodes that you see on every product. You are going to have one of those for your product. So this software has a tool that gives you 10 UPC codes. And it also, we have a video that shows you exactly what to do with them, how to put them into your listing. It's very simple, but we're giving them to you for free. And normally they would cost anywhere from $10 each on up to about $100 each. The first time I bought them, I paid $75 each. You get those for free. But anyway, there's tons of software in here, and each one is programmed to do a specific thing. Like this one here is the Amazon Description Beautifier. It's an editor that makes your listing description look like 1,000% better than most people's descriptions look. All right, bonus number 7, 0 to 100K with Amazon AdWords. So this is more training from a guy named James Watson, who has really figured out how to use AdWords with Amazon listings, and there's some results that he's gotten. In 30 days, $40,000 in product sales. So that's just another bonus that you'll have access to. I told you about the ASM Ranker software before. That's the technique that I created 3 years ago. And bonus number 9 is completely outsourcing your ASM business. So at some point in the future, after you've gotten your first product out there, after you've gotten your second, maybe third or fourth product out there, you've got the process down pat. Now, once you do that, you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to have to source the product yourself anymore. Now you want to start outsourcing. Once you get to that point, you've got 3 or 4 or 5 products out there, you should be in the $20,000 to $50,000 per month in revenue range. So now you're going to want to start outsourcing a lot of this stuff that can really ramp up your business because you have other people doing it. You can be free to just figure out which products that you want to sell. This shows you how to do it. This shows you how to outsource your entire business. You're going to really, you're not going to need this for a few months, but when you do, it is going to be really, really helpful. Okay, and then again, here is the secret weapon. Here is that viral app that I told you about before. You'll get access to that once you get your products listed, or once you get your first product listed. There's also what Jason and Will are calling the best guarantee ever. I don't see how they can afford to do this guarantee because they're basically going to completely guarantee your success. If you follow the system and you're not, first off, you get the ASM guarantee, which is 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, get your money back within 30 days. But on top of that, if you do the process and you're not making money, then Will and Jason will buy your business from you, and they will pay you your costs plus $5,000 for your time. Okay, so all you have to do is do the first 4 modules of ASM, which is basically finding the product, getting your product listed, sourcing your product, getting your product listed. If you're not making money or you're not making enough money, Jason and Will give you your money back for your inventory, so they'll pay your costs up to $5,000, plus they'll give you $5,000 for your time. So they're going to basically give you $10,000. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is if you still want to try to build it on, if you're not successful but you still want to try, then they will actually give you a product. Well, they're going to give you a 90 days of what they call a virtual boardroom. But at the end of that, if you're not making $25,000 in revenue within 90 days, they're just going to give you a product with a listing and already has 55-star reviews and 500 units of inventory. That's how confident they are. And just to guarantee, just to show you that they stand behind this guarantee, they actually got this letter. I don't know if you can see this or not. They got this letter from their bank, which certifies that they have deposited $1 million into this account to cover any people that need to take advantage of that guarantee. So let's see, $1 million, and they're doing $10,000 per person, right? So $1 million will cover 100 people. So if 100 people took advantage of this, they would be covered. All right, you can read all about that at the site. Again, it's snip5.com/best. I hope you take advantage of this, and if you do, I hope that you order through this link. This is the snip5.com/best is my link, which goes through Rapid Crush. I have partnered with Rapid Crush to offer you this. And let me take some questions. We've got about 15 minutes for questions. All right, sorry, I've got so many comments and questions in here. Okay, Gary wants to know, how does ASM compare to your SOAR training? I have a product called SOAR that is my own selling on Amazon product. And some people who are here have access to that product. That product also includes the Azon Power Pack as well, the software tools. The biggest difference is the biggest thing that ASM gives you above and beyond the rapid bonuses is number one, the live event. The live event for ASM is worth the cost of the product itself. There's been 3 ASM events. I've been to 2 of them. The only reason I didn't go to the 3rd one was because my wife was in the hospital, and she insisted that I be there beside of her. So you know how it is. So anyway, the ASM events that I have been to have been the absolute best marketing events that I've ever attended in my life, bar none. The last one was in Las Vegas. It was in July. It was at the Venetian. The room was packed with people. The energy was incredible. The information was just amazing. If you are not able to attend the live event, you can stay home and watch the streaming of the live event. So you'll see the live streaming if you decide to stay at home, and you'll also get the replay. About a month later, they send out the replay of the live event. So even if you can't go, you're still going to get the benefit of it. The second thing that makes ASM really worth it is their community. They have a community. When I say community, they've got discussion forums inside of their members area, and they also have a Facebook group. So you'll get access to all that. So any question that you have, any problem that you have, I guarantee you that someone else has already had that problem. So all you have to do is do a quick search, and you will find probably 10 people that have already solved it. That's the biggest thing. The live event and the community. It's worth the investment just for those 2 things. Jack says, I've listened to several presentations about this new deal, and as usual, yours is the absolute best. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. Jack is an ASMer now. He has got his product up. And actually, I just reviewed his product the other day. Patty wants to know, with the secret weapon, does that mean that you are giving a discount to X amount of reviewers, meaning less profit when you're getting traffic? Yeah, I don't refer to them as reviewers. They're not reviewers unless they want to review it. And a percentage of them will review your product, so don't think of it as buying reviews. But yes, you're right. You give them a discount coupon. But here's the thing, though. This is what some sneaky people have been doing. They've just been increasing the regular price of their product, and then they make the coupon price come down to whatever their normal price would be. I'm not advocating you do that, but that's what a lot of people are doing. And Jack says that he's just about to buy, he's ready to buy ASM again through my recommendation. So Jack's already purchased ASM. He's going to do it again to get these bonuses, these additional bonuses. Linda says, it seems pretty hard to get a product sourced, received, artwork, label done, etc. in 30 days. Not much time to see if it will work or apply for a refund. Actually, that's why you're being fast-tracked through the system. That's why you're getting the fast-track method, which is Jason going through the process. And let me go through this, each one of your line items here. Product source. Product source. You can do that and have the product received in 2 weeks' time. And you really just need to get some samples. You don't need to get 100 units of an item. Artwork and label. You can have that worked on while the inventory is being received. Okay, you don't just sit still and wait. You have your label and any kind of things like it, artwork, whatever. You have that done through, the first one I used was Fiverr. And Fiverr, you know it's $5 gigs. They almost always offer upgrades. The cheapest I paid is 25 bucks. And I think the highest I paid is like 50 bucks. So you can have them working on your label for your product while the inventory is being shipped to you. All right. Okay, several people asking, what's the cost to buy this to get the new bonuses? It's the same price. Jason and Will do not offer these bonuses alone. So when you're buying tonight, you're buying through Jason and Will, through Rapid Crush. And the reason is you're buying to get their bonuses. So if you've already purchased ASM, we've had several people do that. What I suggest you do, and what I have suggested to several people who have done this, is to take the split pay option. So it's what, $9.97 for 4 months. Take the split pay, and then that will give you enough time to review all of Rapid's bonuses to see if it's worth it for you. And if it's not, refund before the end of 30 days. What is the average discounted coupon amount on price you're selling the product for? In my case, I have done, I've got products that are fairly cheap. I mean, that my margins are really good on. So I've done as little as $1 coupons, but I've also done coupons that take $10 off the price. So for a $35 product, it would be $24.99. So you can play around with different things. And it's not set in stone. Where is the link again? Link's in chat. It's right here. Okay. Sorry, I've got tons of questions here. I'm just trying to go through and hit the ones that are asked most commonly. Does the viral app, the secret weapon, does it put your product in a queue, or can you use it to deploy your own products at will? Yeah, basically, you fill out a form, and you submit the form to Rapid, and then the form will include your product name, the link to your product, the coupon code, things like that, and then they will initiate the viral app for you. Does this suit people living outside the U.S.? Yes. In fact, ASM has specific training on how to do this if you live outside the U.S. Oh, good question, Jay. Jay wants to know where you find out, if you're getting ready to order now, where do you find the up-to-date exchange rate for the U.S. dollar to AUD? Jade, I don't know. I suggest that you call the number that's listed on the form here, and the number is at the very bottom of the form. It's 800. Let me see if I can point it out here. Yeah, you should see it on the screen right here. 888-415-0615. Reference code is RCI19. Now, I just saw someone that said they tried that number and it wasn't working. So I'm going to try it right now just to see if there is a problem with it. It could just be busy. Doing this live, folks. So we know this is a live webinar because you can hear my phone. Okay, I got it on speakerphone, so let's see. While I'm waiting to do that, I'll look for other questions.
Hi, thank you for calling Amazing Academy. Please hold, and the next available representative will be with you shortly.
Okay, so whoever who said that it's not working, I just did it, and the phone number is working. So please try again. James says, how do you access support? TNRsupport.com doesn't work. Well, that's my support, and you're not really going to be able to get any answers from my support desk. You'll need to contact ASM support desk. But I'm going to check my link just to make sure it's working. Oops. Yep, mine is working as well. So James, if you saw it wasn't working, try it again. Rob says, how do you avoid the low price rabbit hole? Rob, what do you mean by that? Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Jack says that in anticipation, I'm not going to give your product name out, Jack, but he says, in anticipation of using the viral app, I am in the process of ordering another 500 units so that I'm prepared for the anticipated results. Wow. Mandy wants to know, is the ASM ranker, is that the ASIN keyword technique? It involves that, yes. Can you explain again exactly how the viral app works? I can't explain exactly how the viral app works because Will and Jason do not want people knowing exactly how it works because they don't want people trying to reverse engineer it. For one thing, they spend a ton of money developing this thing and a ton of time, and if someone comes along and tries to reverse engineer it, they're probably going to screw it up. So let me tell you how the things I can tell you about it. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, you know what an app is, right? An app is like an iPhone app that you download from the iPhone store, and it allows people to do stuff. Well, this is an app that allows people to shop, basically, just find items. So when someone has a product that they want to, when one of you guys has a product that you want to put on special or want to get a bunch of people to buy it, then you submit a form to Rapid with your product information, and they then push out that information to all their users on the app. And it tells the users what your product is and how much the discount is and gives them a link to buy it. These are people who love couponing. They love saving money. They are couponaholics. So they're really conditioned to respond to these types of offers. They go through your link, buy your product, and then a lot of them will then review the product. They're prompted to review in the app itself, but then if they don't leave a 5-star review, they're not prompted to review on Amazon, okay? So they're looking for 5-star reviews only. If they leave a 5-star review, they're asked to submit that review to Amazon, and that's how you get the reviews. Okay, I hope that's clearer on how it works. But it sure is a lot easier than fooling around with Facebook or Google AdWords or asking your friends and family or all the other different techniques people have come up with. How much of a discount do we give them? I've mentioned that before. Just really whatever you want to do, but some people have raised the price up and then made the discount code equal to whatever the regular price is. Seems many sellers will only make $1 or less on items. Yeah, Rob, that's the type of item that you want to avoid. Unless you're just test marketing. If you're test marketing something like I mentioned earlier today in this presentation and you make $1, then that's really good. But if you've rolled out and you've got your product listed, then you want to make more than $1. And also with the coupon code, when you do a coupon code, the only people who see that coupon code are people that you give the coupon to. So if you give the coupon out through the viral app, only people in the viral app will see it. So people that normally go to your listing page on Amazon, they're not going to see the coupon code. Okay, so got time for a couple more quick questions. Do we need, Calvin has a great question here. This is part of the process. Calvin says, do we need to create our own brand name? What are good tips for great brand names? Yes, you do, but only after you have determined the product is going to be a success. Okay, so don't spend the time and effort of creating a brand name for your product until you've already listed it and it started to get some sales and you know that it's going to be a product that you're going to want to continue selling. Then Amazon has what's called the brand registry, and it's just a link. You go through this link and you fill out your information. You have to have a website. Once you have a product that's selling, though, then you can hire someone very cheaply to do a website for you. And they need some other information from you. That creates the brand, which Amazon then puts into their brand registry catalog. And now that brand is registered to you. But again, don't do that until you get to the point where the product is making money. What are your tips for great brand names? Calvin, that's a really good question too. I just wrote a report a couple of months ago on how to name a product. And I will give you the gist of it just really quickly. What you want to do is you want to put the biggest benefit that your product offers into the name of the product. Okay, so think about whatever the biggest benefit is of your product. That should be part of the name of your product. A good example I use in the article, I came up with a software product called Drag and Drop Illustrator. Well, the actual working name for that product was, I think it was eBook Illustrator. But then we came up with the biggest benefit of that product was that it allows you to create illustrations by dragging and dropping. Hence the name Drag and Drop Illustrator. It tells you the name in just 3 or 4 words exactly. It tells you exactly what the biggest benefit is. So that's what you should do with your product. Come up with brand name or name of your product that is your biggest benefit, and also get the domain name for that that name as well. And you won't always be able to get the exact domain name, but you can add some words to it, like add the word "the" to the beginning of it, put dashes in it, whatever you need to do to get a website that has that domain name. Oh, let's see. Muhammad wants to know if there's a way to just buy an established Amazon business if I don't have much time and want quick investment, and how much does it cost? Well, one of the ways you can do that, Muhammad, is simply go in and find people on Amazon who have products, find listings on Amazon that are in good markets, i.e., the same type of product is selling well in other listings, but you find the listing is just not selling well at all. That's someone who has given up. So buy the product, or you can actually go in and just click on their name and send them an email. The email goes through Amazon's system, and just ask them, hey, I saw your listing out here. I'm interested in possibly purchasing your inventory. That's one way of doing it. The other way is if you invest in ASM through Rapid's link, then you have that option of, if you're not successful on your own, they will help you build the business. Go back to the link I gave you and read Best Guarantee option number 2. Let me go through that. Okay. Under best guarantee, look at option number 2. And that explains how that works. Okay. Okay, if you're repurchasing ASM, how does it work with ASM? We have 2 separate accounts. Yeah, this is what you need to do if you're purchasing again to get these additional bonuses. When you register, when you purchase, you need to use a different email address from the email address that you originally purchased under. Okay, that is really the only thing you need to do. Just use a different email address. That way, you'll have 2 logins to ASM system, and there's some benefit in that. Number 1, you'll be able to give an employee, a partner, a spouse, a child, whoever's working with you, or an outsourcer, you'll be able to give them their own login to ASM because you've got a second one. And number 2, you'll get a ticket to the ASM event. Okay, so make sure you sign up under a different email address. And beyond that, there's really nothing. Don't open a second Amazon account. Okay, you can only have one Amazon Seller Central account, and there's nothing from ASM that's tied to your Amazon account. So don't open another one. Use the same one you've got. How easy is it to choose a product that does not have too much competition? That's what the product matrix tool is for. And let me show you that again. Because you can actually, right here, you can actually tell it on the reviews. And reviews is one of the ways to determine competition. You know, how many reviews people are getting for their product. You can give it a range of reviews, and you can say, I only want to see products that have less than 50 reviews, or reviews of between 1 or between 0 and 25. Okay, and you can also do, see the rating here? The rating is the star rating. So you can say, I want to see products that have average of 3 stars, because then you're looking at products where there's a lot of issues with the current listings. Okay. Okay, and again, and Jack, I just saw your question here about buying ASM again. If you're going to buy it again, I suggest you buy the split pay option. That way you can test it out for much cheaper to make sure it's for you. Carol just has a recommendation for artwork. She says they got artwork for the box and for the logo done through Elance. And they used a source, her name is Susan G. Really recommended. So if you're looking at someone to do your artwork, Susan G on Elance. Thank you, Carol. with the second ASM logo, does that mean that you will set up a new profile also with the second ASM sign-up page? You don't have to. If you've got a partner and your partner is going to be using this second sign-up, then set it up as their profile. But you don't have to do that. You've got already your original ASM account. I suggest that you just keep rolling along with that, because the only reason that you've got another ASM account is because you bought again to get the rapid bonuses. If we are currently, good question, Edward. Edward says, but if we are currently in ASM and we're using the tools such as the email responder, isn't that hooked up to Amazon? Yeah, you are correct. I didn't think about that one. That one is hooked to Amazon, but again, continue using your original ASM account. And the only reason you would use the second account is just to give it to a business partner, a spouse, to have a second account, or maybe someone that's doing some outsourcing work for you. Okay? Just continue to use that original ASM account. But it's really important that you sign up using a different email address, because you don't want to have those two accounts intermingled. Okay, looks like that's it. I've got the link in the chat. Again, it's snip5.com/best. And if you are going to invest in ASM, I appreciate it if you will order through that link, because I am a partner with Jason and Will offering their Rapid Crush bonus. Like I said before, I did license them my software, and if you purchase through there, it helps us to pay our developers and to continue to develop awesome software like this. So I would really appreciate it. But if you don't, no hard feelings. All right, looks like that's it. And yes, I will have a replay out for you tomorrow. But remember, ASM will be closing very soon. It's not one of those things that they say is going to close and then it stays open. It'll close in 2 days and 6 hours. I think that's Pacific time, Friday midnight Pacific time. And if it opens again, it will not open for another, say, 6 months. And by then, things change quickly, so you want to get in right now. If you're considering it, remember my Chick-fil-A payment system. If you're doing something that you can stop doing for a while and then just use the money that you were paying for that to invest in ASM. It literally is, if you amortize it over 1 year, it literally is less than $10 per day. And that's not a bad deal to potentially have a $1 million business in a year or less. And, what if you only end up with a $10,000 business? That's not so bad either, is it? Okay, thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure being here with you, and I will talk to you. I will probably do another webinar Friday night, a Q&A style webinar, so I'll look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, and have a great night.